Relations. Today we'll see the examples based on phosphorus, sulfur and nitrogen lights. I have written 9 examples. We have got some more, but let us see how many we can solve in one session. The first example is acetaldehyde is treated with this phosphorus lide and you get cis 2-butene. Second is this dimethyl sulfide is methylated first and then one of the methyl's proton is abstracted with n-butyl lithium and subsequently it is reacting with the it has to be carbonyl, not double bond, and then you get the epoxide. Third one is this phosphorus slide is reacting with benzaldehyde and you get this. These are methyls by default. Fourth is this epoxide is directly giving this. We will write down the mechanism for this. This stabilized slide is giving this product. Now cis trans cannot be given because both these groups are same. So cis trans isomerism is not possible in this. This phosphonium salt and this ketone, the aldehyde, they react in presence of this base, that is triaza bicyclodecene. We will write down the structure of this base also, which gives this alkene. The stereochemistry is not fixed, it can maybe cis and trans, a mixture. This phosphorus slide which is stabilized eventually gives trans isomer. So you can straight away write trans isomer here because that is stabilized slide. In this case also it is stabilized slide, so we get trans. This is different example based on nitrogen slide. So this NN-dimethyl group first interacts with benzyl bromide, you get an intermediate which upon NaOH treatment you get this compound. So let us start from example number 1. So I directly show it with this carbanion or with this thing, and this oxygen then interacts with phosphorus. So we will come to the structure of product eventually. As a result of this, I will just put it this way: O P, because oxygen and phosphorus will bond, and then CH3, and to make it simple I will put PH3, where these 3 phenyl rings you can put together. So this is butane intermediate which collapses into this cis 2-butene and triphenyl phosphine oxide. So since this is unstable phosphorus slide, you get predominantly cis isomer or G alkene as a product of this Wittig reaction. Now the second example, I will just show few steps here which is possible. Now the sulfur lone pair interacts with CH3Br and you get the first step product, that is sulfur is having 3 methyls, hence positive charge, and then n-butyl lithium can abstract this proton, and eventually you get this. Now this is sulfur halide. Now sulfur halide whenever interacts with carbonyl compound, you end up with epoxide. So let us write down the mechanism for second step. So I will just modify it here itself, so that we can show the mechanism. CH2 minus, this is an aldehyde. So let me put it this way: CH2 SMU2 plus, and then I will put O minus this side, just for the sake of convenience. Okay. Then this oxide minus attacks, O minus attacks, and this is leaving group. So along with this you get byproduct as dimethyl sulfide, which is a stable molecule and it goes easily. So that is, whenever neutral molecule is going out, that reaction is going to be normal reaction. We are not creating any charge or anything. Okay. Then this one, you can put the molecule across each other and still you can write it. H O this is bitten intermediate, and now you can show the arrows. This will collapse, you get this. Now there is no cis trans because these are identical groups, so cis trans isomerism is not possible, and along with it triphenyl phosphenoxide is obtained as a byproduct. Next example is this epoxide is treated with triphenyl phosphine, and then you directly get the byproduct phosphenoxide, and this is. So initially phosphorus lone pair attacks here, and I just show it like this: O minus, and then PPH3 plus, the gem dimethyl is there. The rotation takes place, and now your oxygen and phosphorus will come on the same side. You get a combination of this olefin and triphenyl phosphenoxide is byproduct. So even with epoxide you can get this kind of products, not necessarily carbonyl compound. This also is a simple example, but you can still get the olefin starting with an epoxide. Another example wherein you are dealing with this phosphorus halide, which has got some stabilization. I am just showing it so that we can save time. That is the only thing. You can write the molecule across each other and write down. CN, and then finally this. So this is stabilized light, but here also resistance is not possible because you are working with a alkene which has got similar substituent here. So priorities cannot be given, so no cis-trans isomerism. Okay. Now moving on to the sixth example, the structure of your bicyclo compound NH N double bond N. This is TBD, triazobicyclodecene, that is the long form, and the purpose of this compound is it is a base, so naturally it will abstract a proton, and this will abstract the proton, and you get R. This is the phosphorus slide we are talking about, and then I will just put this R C double bond O H like this, so that I can show the interaction between these two molecules, or these two phosphorus slide as well as carbonyl compound. So eventually we have carbon carbon bond here, and oxygen phosphorus bond, pH3 will be associated with this. Cis-trans is not fixed here, maybe it is giving combination, a mixture, but cis will be predominant because you are not working with a stabilized light. Okay. Now coming to the problem number 7. Now this you can show it like this. This is stabilized light, so I will show it like this, and oxygen will eventually attack at phosphorus. So it will be R C O PPH3, H is there, and then you got COR dash this side. Then here, since you are dealing with stabilized light, this is resonance stabilized, because this ketone can provide the extra stabilization to that carbanion, so you get this compound. Another example which is also similar, I will just quickly write down. I am putting aldehyde like this, and then we have PPH3 plus CH minus and COR. This is quite similar to the earlier example. Only thing is, in exam you have to put these intermediates and COR, and finally this is the rearrangement, small rearrangement which can give you the product. Now going to 9th example. Okay. The first step, I will just show the arrow from here itself. It is just a N alkylation so nothing great in that step. N Me2 and then CH2PH. Now this is positive, okay, because nitrogen has got 4 bonds now. This proton is abstracted by base and you can get CO minus N Me twice CH2PH, this is plus, okay. Then this can attack here, this bond opens up, you directly get this compound. This will have CH2PH and NME twice would be written as it is. So this is nitrogen lead. Couple of examples are there, we'll just finish those 2 examples. Potassium tertiary butoxide and NH, this is ring is there, CH3 is there. So first of all, PPH3, this is plus, this proton is available for abstraction. I can show the abstraction of proton, that is going to be the first step. CH minus and then PPH3 plus NH C double bond O. I am just putting it larger so that I can show the interaction between these 2 groups. As a result of this, CH P PH3, this side I am putting oxygen, carbon CH3, then this carbon is having nitrogen attached to it, okay. Then comes here, this goes here, so I think that is the product. Maybe the 1 2 3 4 5 NH and then this carbon is attached to double bond, that is fine. Okay. One more example is there. This is this example is intramolecular Wittig reaction. Question mark is there, so this you can write it like this also. The resonating structure, and now your CH2 can attack. Now this is sulfonium lead, so sulfonium and sulfoxonium we have seen, this will interact only with carbonyl group, and first of all this will be the product. So its interaction will be only with carbonyl. If it is sulfoxonium, then you can think of getting the cyclopropane. So the first step is attack here, so I will just put the intermediate here, O minus CH2 SME twice plus, this comes here, this goes off. plus Ma2S. Okay. So there's some examples. I think I have got some more, but let us see. Or maybe we can do in a slot. I will give one example for practice. You can do, or you can solve this at home, and then we'll stop. Yeah. This TBD appears R dash TMS this one we try to solve, if not during our paper solving or during our revision we'll do this. That's all we have for today. Next time I'll try to get some more examples from this topic and some examples from the carbonium ion, all those reactive intermediates. Okay, thank you.